Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tempo Storm Wild Meta video, where we highlight decks and strategies you can use to become legendary on the Hearthstone Wild Ladder. In this video, we're highlighting Quest Mage, a deck that revolves around Open the Waygate. This powerful quest card from the Journey to Un'Goro expansion has long been an enabler in combo decks focusing on creating an infinite damage OTK. But thanks to the new card Mana Cyclone from Rise of the Shadows, Quest Mage has changed from a linear combo deck to a flexible threat poised to take over the Wild Ladder. Before we break down the deck, be sure to subscribe to the Tempo Storm Hearthstone YouTube channel to keep up to date with the latest developments in the Wild format. Now, let's get started. The first iteration of Quest Mage from the release of Journey to Un'Goro focused on completing the quest Open the Waygate in order to use the reward card Time Warp to enable a one-turn kill, typically involving Archmage Antonidas, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and Molten Reflection. It relied on cards like Primordial Glyph and Kabbalist Tome to generate cards from outside of the game in order to complete the quest. Since completing the quest in this way is slow and unreliable, the deck never rose to prominence on ladder due to its natural weakness to aggro and dedicated combo hate. Now, thanks to Rise of Shadows, Quest Mage has new tools to bring to the table with Mana Cyclone, Magic Trick, and Ray of Frost. In particular, the combo of Mana Cyclone with Elemental Evocation from Rastakhan's Rumble gives the mage the potential to fill their hand with spells from outside of the game without spending mana at all. Since Mana Cyclone rewards you for playing a ton of spells in a single turn, the deck has moved away from the defensive freeze mage style of gameplay into a miracle-style combo deck. Quest Mage spends its first few turns biding time and drawing cards with Arcane Intellect and Research Project until it can assemble a hand with Sorcerer's Apprentice and Flame Waker or Stargazer Luna alongside Mana Cyclone and Elemental Evocation. Once you craft the ideal hand around turn 5, it leads off with Sorcerer's Apprentice and Flame Waker, plays a flurry of one-cost spells for free, then plays Elemental Evocation into Mana Cyclone to generate a random mage spell for each spell previously cast that turn. Usually, this series of plays will trigger Flame Waker enough times to clear the enemy's board, with freezes from Ray of Frost, Ice Lance, and Freezing Potion to keep larger surviving enemy minions at bay. After this massive tempo swing, the enemy is forced to respond to the enablers on the following turn or be punished with a repeat surge fueled by the randomly generated spells from Mana Cyclone. Once the quest is complete, it plays Time Warp into 0-mana Arcane Giants, which is usually enough to win on the extra turn. Since the deck revolves around the combinations with Mana Cyclone and Sorcerer's Apprentice, these are the top priority cards to search for in the mulligan regardless of the matchup and who's going first. Open the Waygate will always start in your opening hand, and it's almost always appropriate to keep it. Beyond that, the optimum mulligan depends on whether you're on the play or the coin. If you're on the play, you'll want to throw back Flame Waker in favor of Arcane Intellect or Bloodmage Thalnos, since it's harder to use Flame Waker without the coin and you'll need extra cards to reach your critical mass combos. However, Flame Waker is much stronger on the coin, though you can also keep Arcane Intellect and Primordial Glyph to help fill out early turns. Only keep Elemental Evocation if you already have a Mana Cyclone. Even with the extra power and flexibility from Mana Cyclone, the texture of Quest Mage's matchup spread remains very similar to its previous iterations. Quest Mage tends to do very well against slower decks such as Even Warlock and Big Priest, since those decks will give the mage plenty of time to assemble combos. On the other hand, aggressive decks that quickly apply pressure, such as Murloc, Shaman, and Aggro Druid, are rough matchups for Quest Mage. However, the real power of Quest Mage is its ability to navigate those matchups with the right RNG and a skilled pilot. Using cards like Shooting Star and Ray of Frost in combination with Flame Waker gives the mage the ability to engineer board clears, especially against decks like Odd Paladin with minions that are weak to Flame Waker. If Mana Cyclone, Magic Trick, and Primordial Glyph give you additional freezes and removal in order to handle the board, the mage has the ability to manufacture wins against even the most aggressive opponents. You should also look for opportunities to swing tempo without having access to the full Sorcerer's Apprentice, Flame Waker, Mana Cyclone combos. It's usually correct to play Arcane Giant in those matchups as early as possible without waiting for Time Warp so you can contest the board. If you hold the board going into your turn against aggro, you'll be in excellent shape to stay ahead, draw, and generate more cards, and get the resources you need to assemble the kill. As Quest Mage becomes more popular on ladder, savvy players are starting to equip themselves against the matchup. In addition to having trouble against fast aggro, Quest Mage can also be weak to spell jamming cards like Lothab and Nerubian Unraveler, since the mage is heavily dependent on playing a critical mass of spells in a single turn. Another common tech card against mages is Skulking Geist. Since the mage plays a wide variety of one-cost spells, a well-timed Geist can cripple the Mage's hand and deck, stripping the Mage of the resources it needs for its critical mass combo turn. Even against these techs, thanks to the random cards generated by Mana Cyclone, Mage still has a fighting chance to find the cards it needs to assemble the win. Quest Mage has evolved from its humble beginnings as a control killer and meme deck to become a force to be reckoned with in the top tier of the wild metagame. Thanks to the powerful combinations of Mana Cyclone and Elemental Evocation, fueled by Sorcerer's Apprentice, Flamewaker, and cheap spells, Mage has the power to hold its own against any deck. Hopefully with this breakdown, you'll have some of the tools you need to try it out on the Wild Ladder for yourself, or be better equipped to improve your win rate against it. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Tempo Storm Hearthstone YouTube channel to stay up to date with our content, and let us know in the comments what decks you'd like us to feature next. Thanks for watching.